Hello everyone, I Gursirat Kaur from Delhi Public School Khanna is going to talk about sericulture. Sericulture is the cultivation of silk through rearing of silkworm. It is an agro-based industry. In other words, sericulture or silk production is the breeding and management of silkworms for the commercial production of silk. Life cycle of silk moth. The female silk moth lays hundreds of tiny eggs on the mulberry leaves. The larvae that hatches out of the eggs are called caterpillars. Caterpillar of silk moth feeds and grows for about 5 to 6 weeks. Silkworm takes about 1 week to spin the cocoon. The cocoon is formed of only one continuous thread having an approximate length of 1.5 kilometers. Sericulture involves the raising of food plants for silkworm, rearing of silkworm for production of cocoons, reeling and spinning of cocoons for production of yarn, etc., for value-added benefits such as processing and weaving. Process of obtaining silk. Firstly, the eggs are reared in hygienic conditions at suitable temperature and humidity till the larva comes out. Then the fully grown cocoons are sorted out according to their color, size, shape and texture. After that, the sorted cocoons are immersed in boiled water or exposed to steam. This kills the pupa inside the cocoon. The next step is the process of unwinding silk filaments from the cocoon. This is called reeling the filament. Finally, the silk fibers are spun into silk threads, which are used by the weavers to weave the silk cloth. Different species of silkworm: mulberry silkworm, tusser silkworm, oak silkworm, airy silkworm and Muga silkworm. Mulberry silkworm. The bulk of the commercial silk produced in the world comes from this variety, and often silk generally refers to the mulberry silk. Mulberry silk comes from the silkworm Bombyx mori, which solely feeds on the leaves of mulberry plant. Tusser silkworm. Tusser is copperish color coarse silk mainly used for furnishing and interiors. It is less lustrous than mulberry silk but has its own feel and appeal. Oak tusser silkworm. It is a finer variety of tusser. China is a major producer of oak tusser in the world. Airy silkworm. Airy is multivoltine silk spun from open-ended cocoons unlike other varieties of silk. Sericulture is a household activity practiced mainly for protein-rich pupa. Muga silkworm. These silkworms feed on the aromatic leaves of som plant and are reared on trees similar to that of tusser. Muga culture is specific to the state of Assam and an integral part of the tradition and culture. Widely used silkworm. Although there are several commercial species of silkworms, Bombyx mori is the most widely used silkworm and is intensively studied. It is an economically important insect, being a primary producer of silk. History of obtaining silk. According to Chinese records, the discovery of silk production from Bombyx mori occurred about 2700 BC. It is believed that the Empress Si Lung Chi was asked by the Emperor Huang Ti to find the cause of damaged mulberry leaves on trees in their garden. The Empress found white worms eating the leaves. She also noticed that there were shiny cocoons around them. A cocoon dropped in her cup of tea and silky threads separated from the cocoon. Silk industry began in China, where the source of silk was kept a secret for more than 2000 years. Uses of silkworm. Apart from silk, there are several other byproducts from silkworm. The mulberry branches after silkworm feeding are generally dried and used as fuel, particularly in the villages. Members of some cultures eat the silkworm pupa. The Chinese use the dried bodies of silkworm to produce a medicine intended to relieve flatulence and bodily spasms as well as dissolved phlegm. Scientists use silkworms in the studies on genetics and genetic engineering.